Howdy from beautiful Tennessee, folks. Long time no ultralight fishing sea. Only black bass sea and white bass sea and drum sea. No ultralight fishing sea. Oh, and carp sea. Folks, let me show you something. See if I have enough sun. Can you guys see this? Can you see this perfect amount of hook outside? Okay, it's not perfect. Maybe a little bit more would be nicer. But this is a pretty good Kitech installation, man. And look how nice the gray color looks with this natural color Kitech. This is the 1.5 gram number 8 prototype. And as soon as I saw the prototypes, I knew that there will have to be one more change. So this is not gonna be the final jig you're gonna see in my shop. We have to make one more tiny change. That means we have to touch the 3D drawing. Then we have to make one more mold. Then we have to make 5,000 packs. And it takes a while to make 5,000 packs with one mold. Then we have to ship them. Shipping takes 1 month. So it will be, now is August. I mean, if I have this for sale in November, it was a good process with good speed. But the difference between the final model and this jig head will be so trivial, I don't even know if many of you will notice it. But nevertheless, if you're gonna be ordering 5,000 packs of something, you wanna make sure it looks just perfect before you order 5,000 of them, right? The hook is the same, by the way. The hook is the same, only instead of the other BG ones are coming in size 12 and 10. Now it's gonna come in size 8 also. But this is still going to be a bluegill jig head. All of the BG1 jigs, if I haven't told you, are designed for twitching. That's why the flat forehead on the front, because the flat forehead gives you resistance on the twitch. And resistance is just another word for sensitivity, folks. When it's difficult for the jig to go through the water column, you're gonna feel it better. But too much yapping, not one fish yet. Where did these fish go? Now I did see a few fish, but maybe I spooked them. The water quality is just absolutely terrible. It didn't rain for a month, then for 2 weeks it rained every day. One reason why the BG1 jigs will never be the perfect Kitech jig, folks, is even if I make them in size 6 hook, so you have enough wire to kind of have the perfect gap and everything, the wire of these jigs, folks, is so thin that if any fish grabs only the tail and pulls, the wire will cut this Kitech like a knife. It's just, Kitech is not good for very thin wire hooks because the hooks just cut it up. This 1.5 gram number 8, this wire is so thin. This is gonna be cutting through Kitechs like hot knife through butter. Pretty literally. It's gonna be cutting it like nothing. Trying to put a fish on camera here. The fish are not grouped up, they're scattered, which is okay for swim bait. but they're not chasing either. I can see them on a live scope. Sometimes I run through very close to some fish. They're not turning around to, when they're aggressive, let's say they don't like your color or your jig or something. Tappity. When they're aggressive, they will turn around and come and take a look. They cannot from 3 feet tell that your jig is fake or smells bad or I don't care. Oh, look at this, a crappie. Okay, we're gonna start with a crappie. They have to, it's very important to see on live scope that they're turning around and they come and sniff it and bite it. And yeah, there we go. It already cut the Kitek. That's why, I mean, right now the size 8 hook is actually, I mean, look how good it looks with the it looks great. If I tell you it looks great, it looks great. It's not a compromise to fish this very jig with Kitek in terms of fishing geometry, you know, not having enough gap or not having enough support for the lure. That's not the problem. When you put it on, it looks absolutely perfect for ultralight fishing, not for bass fishing. For bass fishing, obviously, you need a bigger hook, folks. If you want to catch a 3-pound bass, 4-pound bass, you need a little bit bigger hook to hold it a little better. But for ultralight fishing, all of the dimensions of this jig with Kitek are, I don't know, I love them. But it's gonna be cutting through your Kiteks like nothing. Actually, I don't have to tell you that. I mean, it's the same if you tried the BG1 jigs with a Kitek, the 1.5 or the 125-10. You already know they will cut a Kitek pretty good. Enjoy nature before some creep buys the land around and builds some stupid house. Oh, another crappie. Look at that. See, I see definitely most of the fish around here are bluegill. But I caught 2 crappie in a row. So you have to be very careful when you're collecting statistics. Is what you're catching a random sample of the population? Random sample of the population, that's a term. People do the false conclusions all the time. Just because all you're catching is crappie doesn't mean that you have a bunch of crappie around you. If you're casting a 2-inch Kitek, you're not gonna get very many bluegill. There's one more, maybe bluegill. No, not a bluegill. Not a little crappie. I'm plucking. Oh, man, they're so slippery. Look at this, folks. Cut already. That wire is so thin. And you know, when the jig is small, the thin wire looks kind of normal. But when the jig is bigger and the wire is still so thin, it looks scary thin. Even though this wire is actually 2/100ths of a millimeter thicker. Oh, these tips, man. I don't know how they make them. The tips on the BG1s are always after I don't know how many fish. Always 100% sharp. But see, right now I'm showing up on the sun and I can feel the sun on my back. And immediately I can tell you I don't like it. Huh? Tapik, nipik, nipik, tapik. Yeah, let's get back in the shade. We can cast into the sun, but I want to get back into the shade. Hey, this feels more vigorous. Did we catch one nice bluegill already? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Ooh! Grabbed one of them. Look at this beautiful penetration. I mean, this hook looks absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, folks. Oh, wow, I see them right here, folks. Is this bluegill under these bugs? Do you see these little spiders? Can we catch bluegill on the size 8 with a Kitek? The answer is no. No, we can't. Yes. Yes, but not a bluegill. Ah, something. Come on, man. Why so slippery? I've never felt fish so slippery. Maybe in the warm water they're extra slippery. Don't have much Kitek left. And I see more of them little buggers right on the bank. In 3 feet of water. Ah, there we go. I told you. This last piece of Kitek caught one more fish. Now it's small enough that bluegill can eat it too. You know, mostly it's bluegill that ripped my Kitek, because the crappies, they don't really do that. Ah, I can catch one more. Crappies don't really rip it like that. It's the bluegill that will pick only the tail and nip it and pull. There's one. What are you? Man, this little bluegill. This little bluegill is a fighter. Man, he ate. This little bluegill is kind of a mix. He ate the whole Kitek, brand new black and blue. He didn't eat the small piece, no. I started landing all of them with the net because they were popping off right in front of the boat here. Now the ester line does have a little bit of stretch. I say there is no stretch, but you fish with braid and then with ester, and then you say, okay, ester does have a little bit of stretch. Look, folks. Look, folks. Look, look, look. You know what else will be amazing with the 1.5 number 8? Them little tricklers or ticklers or whatever, those little Zeman lures. Oh, they were a little bit too big for my size 10 hook models. They were just a little. I saw people use them, they send me pictures, and they catch a bunch of fish, and I caught some fish and I made videos with them. So I know you can use those ticklers with the size 10 hook, but it was always a little small. You didn't have enough gap, and you needed to be just like a couple millimeters longer too. This will be perfect for these ticklers or tricklers or whatever Zeman calls them. There's gotta be a few more fish here. Yeah. Had to scratch my nose, and I felt the fish, and I pulled. Look, man. That's why Randy fishes for bluegill with size 8 hook. Look, size 8 hook with the 2-inch Kitek. This is a pretty big Kitek. It's not trimmed yet. That was still a 4-inch bluegill, maybe 5. I don't think 5. Whoa, it's gotta be another baby bluegill. By the speed with which it's running. Crappie don't run like that. But that's a mama bluegill. Little mama. Look at me jacking up some bluegill on the size 8. If there is nothing suspicious if you don't have a big wire hanging out of the jig, a bluegill can definitely eat a size 8 hook, even a small bluegill. But everything has to be perfect. You're not supposed to have a lot of wire out. You shouldn't fish too fast. You should fish pretty steady so the fish can kind of line up the body of the fish versus the body of the lure perfectly. It has to open its mouth perfectly too. And then you can connect even with a little bluegill. But that stuff they say about lateral line and detecting vibration and whatnot, that stuff, there is something like that that works. Because, I don't know, there is 1 foot visibility, but I see on live scope 3 feet away, when they're aggressive, they chase it down and they come and grab it. Alright, come here. We lost him again. But we lost him in the boat, if that makes sense. I just power washed my boat. I actually power washed my cables too, which is why I have no power in the boat today. Tried to fix it with the screwdriver. Next thing I know, there is a screwdriver inside my finger. That's how it goes sometimes. There's one more. There is one more. Maybe a little bit tighter. See over here, slap, and you try to lift it, and there is no good way to lift it. Now, lifting with the Presso Air AGS is a terrible practice. Do not do what I do. Okay, rule number 1. If you watch the iFish videos, do not do what I do. Do what I say. I am ready for a politician of the Democratic Party. You know, folks, I don't even need a new mold to make the 1.5 number 8. You know that? I can use any of the other molds because the wire diameter is the same. I can absolutely make size 8 jigs using the other molds. But I don't. You know why? Because the eye of the hook would stick 2 millimeters away from the head of the hook, and that bothers me. My gosh, it bothers me like nobody's business. It just bothers me, folks. I can't stand exposed eye. It just shows that you don't care. So I have a different mold for every model BG1 that you see. The 1 gram 10 and the 1 gram 12, you think are the same mold? No, they are not. Even if you don't believe me, turn on the lights above your head and inspect them. You will see that every jig is slightly different. So yeah, we have a unique mold for every jig. And the 1.5, not the 1.5, the size 8 BG1s will have their own molds too. Because I want them to be pretty. Because I want them to be pretty, folks. Alright, fine, I'll net one of them. Yeah, okay, try. See how easy it was? And then I put like this, and now everybody's asking me, where can I get this net? This is a carp net, folks. This is a 10-year-old, I do not kid you, 10-year-old Grace carp net. I bought it from UK 10 years ago when I was buying, like everybody from United States, we were all buying our carp tackle from UK. This is a match. You don't know what is a match, but trust me, it's called a match carp net. But here is what I'm thinking now. I really like this jig head. I'm thinking maybe I will order like 100 packs, maybe 200 packs from this mold, even though I know that this mold is not going to be the final production. But I think if I ask them to make a couple hundred packs with this mold, they will do it. But let me know in the comments. I gotta order at least like a 50, because I know there is a 2 or 3 people there that they will want to try them right away, even if they know that this is not going to be the final shape. I don't even know if the final shape will be better than this in everybody's eyes, but it will be better for me, and I do want to touch it up just a little bit. But I can order at least 100 packs. I feel very safe. I feel very safe ordering 100 packs, because I mean, just 3 or 4 people and 100 packs will be gone. But it does take 1 month for shipping, so there will be no time to order again, because by the time I have to order a second time, the final model should be released and in store. But if anybody is interested in getting some jigs of the 1.5 number 8 of the pre-release model, leave some comments below this video, send me emails. I want to kind of gauge the vibe. Maybe I'll order even 200, I don't know. I wanna use them to make some videos with them, catch some fish with them, so I'm gonna order some for sure. Let me show you one more time. But if you are interested in this, leave a comment, and maybe I'll order some extra. Let's hop again. Hoppity hop, hop. See, I hopped, and on the fall after the hop again. They're tapping it, but again, 3 times in a row I hop, and on the fall after the hop I feel a tap. And this time, okay, let's net one fish, shall we? Before he come here. Hop now, you bro. Hop now, you. I gotta land the fish for the outro, bro. Come on, let go. Whoa, he ate it. I'm talking woo. He ate it deep, folks. He was not concerned. He wasn't coming off. That one wasn't coming off. Oh, man. Okay, at least it's a crappie. Folks, it's getting late. The sun is behind me, behind the trees. It's actually not that late. It's only like 7 o'clock, but the sun is behind the trees and it looks darker than it is. But we caught enough fish. Man, this last crappie, let me tell you, cost me 2 prototype jig heads. We snagged 2 before we caught this one, but you know what? If it was a good day of fishing, it was still worth it. So thank you folks for watching this one. Tomorrow morning we're going to be at Nickajack Dam, and we're going to be using this exact same thing but for black bass, and I'm going to super glue one of them with the Tickler Z and pitch that and twitch it. I'm going to put it on the St. Croix Legend Elite panfish with a 3-pound fluorocarbon line, and we're going to give these jigs a little bit tougher test tomorrow. Hey, don't forget, let me know in the comments if you're interested. Otherwise, I think I'll get just like 100 extra packs, and the rest will be around November when the production model is ready. Yeah, thanks for watching this one. See you soon, guys. Bye bye.